Welcome everyone to a completely free AZ-900 Azure Fundamental course. My name is Sullivan. I hold multiple IT industry certifications, and I'm going to be your instructor for this completely Azure Fundamental course. Today we're on day 11, and we're going to be learning about monitoring tools in Azure. Today we're going to describe monitoring tools in Azure, and the first thing we're going to focus on, we're going to describe the purpose of what Azure Advisor is. We'll be able to describe Azure Service Health, and also you're going to be able to describe Azure Monitor. This is going to include the log analytics, the Azure Monitor alerts, and also Azure Monitor for applications insights. Azure Advisor. What Azure Advisor is a built-in digital consultant. It's used for your Microsoft Azure account. So this is going to help you, consulting you for better prices for costs, better security, how to put better reliability, and also the performance. So this is your advisor that's going to help you to make better decisions with cost, security, reliability, and performance. For the AZ-900, you must understand Azure Service Health, and this is a personalized dashboard and alert tool that keeps you informed about service issues, plan maintenance, and security advisors affecting your specific cloud resources. Think about the Azure Service Health like your doctor or some sort of medic that allows you to check all the stuff that is wrong. You can check your health of your devices. So think about the same exact way. We also have Azure Monitor, and Azure Monitor collects, analyzes, and acts on telemetry data from both cloud and on-premises environments. So this is going to monitor all your tools, all the stuff that is happening on your cloud and also on your on-premises environment. Think about like something that helps you monitor the performance of your resources in the cloud and also on premises. Azure Monitor key features. There's three main key features that you must know for your AZ-900. Is the first one, we have the log analytics. And this is basically an interactive tool to query and analyze log data stored in a workspace from a log analytics workplace. So this is where your logs are going to be, like all the logging that people have logged to your cloud environments. This is where you're going to see all those analytics. You have also monitor alerts, and this is where you're going to proactively notify you when infrastructure or any application issues occurs by evaluating its metrics. So this is how you're going to monitor stuff if something is broken, if something is about to be break, and it's going to bring you alerts to you. And then we have the application insights, and this is the performance. It's an application performance management for your live webs, tracking requests, errors, and execution time. So this is where you're gonna live like the performance of the applications. So this is where you're gonna see errors and request rates, also for your applications that are on the cloud. So here's a quick recap of what we learned today, and we learned to describe monitoring tools in Azure. I'll show you what the Azure Advisor does. This is what's going to advise you for better cost, performance, reliability of your services. I'll show you what the Azure Service Health is, and this is basically like a doctor for your health of your devices in the cloud. And I'll show you what Azure Monitor is, how to what the log analytics, what the Azure Monitor alerts, and what the Azure Monitor application insight is. So this is the recap for today's day. And as you guys know, this is the only course where we do 5 to 10 practice questions at the end of the day. So let's start with our questions for today's day. So here we are with question number 1, and it says, which Azure service should you use to find recommendations on how to reduce your monthly Azure expenditure? This is tricky but easy questions if you know what helps you to find recommendations and how to reduce monthly Azure expenditure. If I was saying application, let's start with our questions. If I was saying application insight, this was going to be something that monitors my applications. The correct answer is Azure Advisor, but let's keep seeing. Azure Service Health, this is like, remember I explained, like this is like my doctor. And the log analytics, this is where I'm going to see people who have logged into my cloud services. Correct answer right here, guys, Azure Advisors. And the reason is because Azure Advisor provides a dedicated cost category that identifies underutilized resources and suggests ways to save money. Next. Where can you find information regarding planned maintenance that might affect your specific Azure subscription? Where can you find information, guys? Where can I find information regarding planned maintenance that might affect your specific Azure subscriptions. You're gonna find information that might affect that. This is gonna be on your Azure servers health. And this is because, remember, I've talked about doctors. So if I'm gonna do some maintenance or something that's gonna affect me, I wanna see some sort of service that is gonna help me with that. Application insights, remember, this is where I see my applications. The advisor is what's gonna advise me for cost, reliability of my services. And monitor, this is what's gonna allow me to monitor stuff. Correct answer, Azure Service Health. Azure Service Health provides a personalized dashboard showing plant maintenance, service issues, and health advisories relevant to you. Next. Question number 3, guys. Which component of Azure Monitor is specifically designed to monitor the performance of a web application and detect crashes? Keyword right here, guys. Remember, when you guys take a test, there's keywords, and this is the best way to do a test, by reading the keywords. It's something that I learned throughout years of experience. Keywords are very essential. So when I'm talking about web application and data crashes, I'm going to be referring as the application insights. But let's analyze our answers, and then we have log analytics. This is where I'm going to see logs of what happening. The resource health, remember, this is where I'm going to see the health of my resources like a doctor. Azure Advisor, this is going to advise me for specific stuff. Correct answer right here, guys, application insights. Application insights is an extensible APM service used to monitor live web applications for performance and errors. Next. Question number 4, guys. Question number 4. A company wants to receive an email notification automatically whenever a virtual machine CPU uses exceed 90%. Which features should they use? So I want to receive an email. So for example, if one of my VMs is going over 90%, I want to get an email. So let's see. Azure Service Health, remember, this is my doctor, guys. The Azure Advisor, there's nothing that's advising me on how to make me recommendations. So incorrect. Azure Monitor Alerts, this is the correct answer because I want something that monitors and alerts me. So it's going to monitor, and if it goes above 90, it's going to tell me. And the log analytics, this is where I'm going to see my logs, remember. So correct answer, Azure Monitor Alerts can be configured to trigger action groups like sending an email when specific metrics cross a defined threshold. Question number 5, guys. Question number 5 is very similar to the questions that we've been doing. And which Azure Monitor feature can automatically notify an administrator via email if a server's memory usage exceeds 90%? This is some sort of alert. Remember, when you see some sort of like something that is high or like high, that's going like high in memory, usually we're talking about alerts. Correct answer right here, guys, is Azure Monitor Alerts. I can go through the rest of the stuff, but I already went through, you guys. Azure Advisor, like I said, advises me, giving me a recommendation. The Azure Service Health, this is like my doctor. This is what's going to tell me like what does need maintenance or what's going to do something on my cloud services. And then application insight, this is where it focuses only on my applications. Correct answer, Azure Monitor Alerts. And this is our last question for today's day. I want to say congratulations, guys. Congratulations and congratulations. You made it to the end of the course. Good luck on your AZ-900 test. And thank you all for watching this completely free course with me. And subscribe. Post in the comments if you passed the cert. If you need help, I'll be happy to help you. See you guys on the next video.